We're gonna give this a try. I don't know how well it will work. We'll see. Hi everybody! Welcome to my attempt at episode 11 of the My Two Tips podcast. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I can't see a freaking thing because it's super sunny outside, so squinty face for sure. Yeah, so I'm down at Waterfront Park. Hopefully I'll insert some photos and pictures and video of the area before we're here now. Behind me there's like a cool mountain kind of sculpture. In front of me that way is the harbor, which is really nice. This might just be a little quick because I feel super awkward talking to my camera in public and there's people sunbathing around me. So I just wanted to show you a project that I've been working on almost exclusively since the last podcast, really, actually since Friday. It's my 3-color cashmere cowl. So I'm in the lace section, which I ripped out last night because I fucked it up somehow. But I'm into, I think I just have to do one more repeat of the lace and then I'll be done that section and I can move on to the next. So yeah, it's coming along really well. I'm using the Knit One Crochet 2 Elfin Tweed. I don't have the tag, but I'm sure I can put it in once I get home. I love it. It's great. It's really long, so I hope it'll drape nicely once it's all done because I still have a few inches to put on it, so we'll see how that goes. I do have another project with me, but it's under you, holding this camera kind of propped up in view. I feel like I have to like squint into it, which is really awkward. Maybe I'll move back just a hair. There we go. That's not that bad. Yeah. Oh, there's a bug on my phone. Not a big fan of the bug, so how about we put this back in the project bag, which is in my little March project bag. Not Revelstoke bag from Jenny. And it's got a little leaf progress keeper. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I cleared it out before I came down here, but got like extra needles, old yarn tags. Oh, here's Jenny's card. Go. Yeah, so that's fun. It's a really nice day. I just looked out into the harbor. I call it the harbor. I don't know what most people call it, but there was a ship going this way. Now it's pointing directly at me, which is kind of creepy, but that's all right. And I am ridiculously thirsty. It's like crazy. But I stopped and got whatever the hell this is. It's okay. Would I get it again? Probably not. It's got stevia as its sweetener. I don't think I like it. But that's okay. Yeah. So chances are after I put this little video in the video, I'll have like my normal kind of video going on, but yeah. Hi everyone! So I'm home now. So I was down at Waterfront Park earlier, but I'll show you this inside. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I'm a little warm. It's so nice outside. So 3-color cashmere cowl. I'm not gonna put it on because if I do, I can't put it on fully because the needle won't fit over my head, and chances are I'll lose some stitches. And because I'm in the lace right now, I don't want to do that. Also, if I'm not looking at the camera, please forgive me. Hopefully, I don't know, it's different. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. We'll give it a try. But yeah, so this is it. I'm absolutely loving it. Does that look okay? I think it looks good. Yeah. So it's ebony, fog, and slate. In case you're wondering. Absolutely love it. And because I don't know how much of like the other stuff I recorded I'm putting in, it's living in my Lone Larch bag, which is from Jenny. I don't know what size she says this bag is, but it holds a good amount. It's not the first time I've had stuff in it. So right now, there's my cowl in here, plus some odds and ends and stuff. So it's good. I think this was her Mount Revelstoke bag because the trees are on the bottom and the sky is on the top. So makes sense to me. Also came with a, I forgot. I don't have to go up so close because I zoomed it into back here, and I don't think, no, I have it on manual focus, so bringing it closer isn't gonna do diddly squat, but it's got a little leaf progress keeper on it. Yeah, and that's what's in that bag. The bag that you guys were sitting on before was, well, is my Miss Brown's bag, Matryoshka bag, which has a crazy amount of like cat hair and like carpet fluff on the bottom, but that's okay. It still works as a project bag. And this has a ton of stuff in it. So this one's definitely like big. I don't know, you can fit a good chunk in here. So just because I got a few things in, we'll go through it a little bit. So the main thing that's living in here is my May cardigan. Stash that over there. Yeah, I don't know if you guys will notice if it's really grown much, but it has. So, yeah. Yeah, so I'm still working towards that like 10-inch or 10 1/4 inch mark. I think I'm maybe at 6. Maybe 6.5 if we want to be generous. So that's living, whoopsie. Just like hit myself in the face with the needle. That's great. Yeah, so that's living in here with the rest of the yarn. So far I'm only on ball 2, and I think I have 6 skeins altogether. I think. The second sock, which I haven't touched, really haven't touched it. That's a lie. I have touched it, but I'm still on the cuff. So it's coming along. But that's also in this bag. And there totally is 1, 2, that's, oh dear, that's 3. Look at, ugh. It's the one thing with this sparrow, like I've wound it on my ball winder, and they're just really loose cakes that they're really quite a mess. So I have a feeling I'm going to be kind of like hand winding this into a ball, which is fine. I mean, no big deal. So that was what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then 5, 6. So lots of goodies in here. And the sparrow is just 50-gram little skeins. So they're not like full 100-gram skeins, but still, that's 4. So that's 2 skeins worth. Plus half, more than half of like a regular skein with a little bit of a sock. And then the sock that I mentioned last week that I'm test knitting, I did make some progress. I don't know how much I'm allowed to show, but I'll flash it quick. Kind of quick. There you go. That's it. That's all you're going to see. So I've done the picot cuff. Let's call it the rest of the cuff before the decreases for the leg. And then 2 charts. There's 2 charts. It's essentially the same chart, but just skewed a little bit from 1 to 2. And yeah, I think that makes sense. So I've done 1 repeat of the pattern. This is the yarn I'm using, Regia Terra. Okay, so now when I look at the little picture and look at the words, it's backwards. Maybe it's just because I'm filming. We'll see how this plays out. I don't know. We'll see. But now I'm kind of laughing at myself on the inside. Whatever. So that's also in my Miss Brown's bag. That's really all I've kind of been touching this week. However, after I saw you last week, what was I doing? I was running errands or something and ended up in Walmart, as one does, and I picked up a kit, which is part of the stitching revolution. Thanks to Sue, I have a finished object. It's my first ever cross stitch. I'm pretty happy about it. I might come up and fuss with the zoom because I actually want you guys to see it. Wrong way. Nope, still not enough. There you go. Pretty good. And it is totally backwards to me on screen. It says sweet and it's a cupcake. Sue, if you're looking closely, all the stitches aren't going in the same direction. Like the same one that's over top isn't always over top, if that makes sense from left to right. Whatever, I don't care. Partially because I just couldn't. It's not that I couldn't be bothered, it was just, I guess I couldn't be bothered with it. That's fine. The back of it is a mess. I don't care. And I think that's different for me. Because when I'm knitting something, I really have like some major OCD that comes into play. Like I need it to be perfect. With that cowl, the lace was just off a bit. I'm sure it would have looked okay. It was driving me nuts though, so I ripped it back. I don't have a whole lot to talk about this week. I've kind of delayed recording today. Actually, I wasn't really feeling like recording this morning, but I think I'll wrap it up. I haven't bought anything this week, which is really good. Save some pennies that way. I did check out, whose shop update was I kind of looking forward to? Oh, Druzy Rising, Lisa's, I think that's how she says her name. I think it's Lisa. Wow. Like I was there for the update. I was part of it. But everything just went bloop, 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 bloop. Sorry, this item has been purchased. Try this one. And then the minute you would click on the other one, sorry, this one's been purchased. So that's fantastic. I mean, way to go. But man, that kind of sucks. Would I like some of that yarn? Yes. Am I eventually going to get some? Let's hope so, because I think it's really pretty. But for now, it's okay. It's okay that I don't have it coming my way. I'm okay with that. It'll happen when it happens. Yeah. I don't know, you guys. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I mean, I could go on about how stitch markers are like saving my sanity right now. Maybe you want to hear a little bit about that? So with this, I don't know. So with this cowl, the lace is simple. It really is. Like it's not hard. But for some reason when I was doing it, I don't know. I just couldn't keep track of the 8-stitch repeat. I've always had troubles with like 8 times tables, 7s, and 6s. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's just like some weird phobia when it comes to the number 8. Camera only records for X amount of time at a time. Good to know. But yeah, I was talking about how I must have like a phobia with the number 8 or something because it just was not working. And so now you can probably see, I hope you can see them all, I have a ton of stitch markers in there. I hope you can see this. And now I understand when people are like, oh, I hope you can see this. I believe your eyes are working, but the screen is much smaller than when I record on my computer, so please forgive me if you're totally seeing this and going, oh my god, I can see. It's just me more or less talking to myself out loud, so yeah, that's what that is. But yeah, so stitch markers are a lifesaver. I haven't used a lifeline because, I mean, really, if I had to rip this back out again, it's only at the moment 12 rows. It's not that bad. But I think I switched this just a teeny bit, actually, before doing the very first row of the lace. So I think I just knit one row plain because I think it just makes it a little bit cleaner when you get in to the lace. I'm fine with it. Did it use up a tiny bit more of this color? Yes, but I still have that's gonna send those papers flying. Okay, so it's like a huge mess in my bag, but that's okay. So I still have like a good chunk of the ebony color. It's not bad. I haven't weighed it. There's no point. I'm not done the project. Still a good chunk of the slate, and then chunk of the fog one. So I mean, not bad. And I'm only like, they're 50 gram skeins, so it's kind of actually perfect for this pattern, which I'm really happy about. Yeah. So that's all for this week, really, project-wise and stuff. I believe well, actually, I am hanging out with Shannon on Friday. I'm so excited. Shannon of Sockcetra. It'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun to hang out and chit-chat and get to know each other in real life a little bit better. I'm pretty excited about it. I haven't sent out both technical giveaway prizes yet, only because I'm waiting to meet up with the winner who I chose second, who was Laura 500 on Ravelry. We're going to get together, I believe, sometime this week as well, so she's going to get it in person. And then the original winner, who was Melinda, I believe, Melinda. I haven't sent it out yet. I just haven't been to the post office. I'm trying to get a few things together all at once to send it, but I will, I promise. Yeah, so it's already, oh, it's already after 6, so it's not going out today. It'll go out tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, May 18th, and then hopefully get to you relatively quickly. But yeah. I just feel like I'm making funny faces. So thank you so much for watching this episode. I don't know how it went because we're giving some new things a try. I recorded outside for the first time for a little bit because I was just needing to be in the sun a little bit today, I think, and just kind of be surrounded by some natural elements, I think, which was nice. And then we're also right now recording with my like DSLR camera for the very first time. I figured out before it was always like zoomed into like this. For some reason, the manufacturer setting on my camera when it was in video was on like a 3x digital zoom setting. We don't need to zoom in that much to this. I don't think so. But yeah, so now maybe from now on it'll look kind of this caliber quality. I don't know, we'll see how editing goes. I don't know what this means for uploading time. Probably longer. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know what the sound is going to be like coming through this thing. We'll find out together. Oh, and I've been so bad about mentioning podcasts lately on the episode, but there's two that I really want to mention this week. And then maybe some cows. I don't know. We'll see what comes out of my app. But the first podcast I want to show you, and I'm going to look it up right now because I don't want to get your name wrong. So give me a momento. Okay, so the first one I found this week is the Gentle Knitter podcast, and it is hosted by I want to say her name's Nicole, but I feel like that is wrong. Oh, my brain is not working. I think I followed her on Instagram. Give me a moment. It is Nicole. Did I say that before? I don't know. That's how frazzled my brain is right now. But it is. It's Nicole, and she's out of like the Ottawa area back in Ontario. So that is super cool. She's an amazing knitter. And I think she's only had 2 episodes of her podcast out. But if you haven't seen it, check it out. I think her projects are really inspiring that she's done. She's also a pretty avid sample knitter for designers. I think the last one she said she was, or one of the last ones she pointed out was in the Home and Away pattern collection, one of the sweaters in there, and it's a beautiful sweater, so that was awesome. And she's knitting a ginormous shawl. I cannot remember the name of it, but it's like a huge shawl that's got like a lovely lace like border edge knitted to it. Oh, it's ginormous. That is like a blanket. It's gonna be great. And I think she uses a lot of rustier. I hope you're not using rusty yarn. I don't think that would be nice, but rustic yarn. She's a big fan of like more of the rustic yarn. So I think she uses a lot of Briggs & Little, which I haven't used yet and I haven't even felt in person. So I'm hoping I'll get a chance to do that. But that is the Gentle Knitter podcast. I think she is now the Gentle Knitter on Instagram. I don't know what she is on Ravelry. I'm sorry, Nicole. And her podcast. And she has a blog as well, which is Coco Knits. But she's changing that eventually at some point to become all unified. The second podcast that I watched and found this week for the first time, because I'm a noob, hold on, nope, that's not it, is the Knitting I Love podcast with Barbara. And I don't even know, I'm sure I know other people have mentioned her, but I just never checked it out before. And maybe on Saturday it came out on like my recommended for you section of YouTube, so I checked it out. She's fun. Barbara, you're fun. So that was really neat, and I'm so interested to learn more about you because you're from Poland, which is my heritage, and you're living in Ireland. So I'm really excited to hear more about that and just learn more about you. I'm obviously hoping to watch kind of all the episodes you put out, or at least most of them within the near future, and pick up whatever information you've told your viewers through that. So there's 2 podcasts that I've been into. Yeah, I think maybe that's it. I'm not really in any new cows. There's a whole whack of them going on, but I think I'm going to stay working to these few projects and try to like have a little mini whip down for myself and like get rid of some of these whips, because I got a lot. I kind of want to have less so that I can start more new stuff. Crazy. It never ends. It never, ever, ever ends. But, yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and maybe you picked a really good episode as your first one because maybe the image quality is that much better and the sound quality. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, if you're retuning, what? If you're a returning viewer, thanks for hanging out for a bit. We'll see you next week, and we'll see you around in like the social media everything's, because I'm everywhere. On Instagram, I'm what am I? I don't really know what I am out loud, but I can write it out in a heartbeat. E_Garnier. I'll probably put it up. That's me. On Instagram, on Ravelry, I'm eGarnier. There's a blog, my2tips.wordpress.com, but also, here's where to find me.